Hello, loves. Cory here, and today we are going into day 8 of the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. So all the information's in the description box below. You know how this is going now after a week. And we're just going to dive right into today's prompt, which is top 5 tarot decks on your wish list right now. Kind of hard for me to narrow that down, only because I have so many decks that are still on my wish list. There are decks that I've backed on Kickstarter that I've been waiting super patiently for. At least I feel like I've been patient. However, I'm getting really antsy for some of them, and that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit in today's video. So the first one that I wanted to share with you is supposed to be a mass published deck. Okay, so this is and for anybody that knows me, this isn't really going to be a surprise, but when I found out that they were creating a Game of Thrones tarot, it's like, where the fuck do I buy this right now? Like, two of my favorite things. Come on, you guys. I had to. So I bought this sucker, pre-ordered it on May 10th, and it had an estimated ship date of September. So I was like, yeah, as soon as season 7's done, I'll get my tarot deck and that'll tide me over until season 8. Well, in August, they sent an updated shipping of, oh, by the way, you're not getting this next month. We're pushing it out to May of next year. I was like, so... Or no, this title will be released on March 20th, which, okay, here's the thing about waiting for decks that you really like. It's that you're really excited for. You want it to be done right? So when it gets pushed back, you have to think, okay, well, there was an issue, and I'm glad that they're correcting it, rather than trying to, meet an unrealistic ship date. Now, the fact that they had to push it out 6 months from September to March, really sucky. Especially for something that's supposed to be mass market. There was probably a lot of pre-orders, which I don't know that they really anticipated it in being this exciting, but most tarot readers, not all, obviously I don't want to make generalizations about our community, but a lot of tarot readers like myself, at least the ones that I know, are also heavily into the fantasy genre. So it's not really surprising that we would also all be super into Game of Thrones and be like, I need to have this Game of Thrones tarot deck, right? So here it is. Sorry for the crazy screenshot here, but it is very medieval stylized, if you can kind of see that there. So it's gonna be a good deck, I'm sure. So it's already January, it's January 8th, so waiting until March 20th. Okay, it's not going to be too bad. And it'll be an awesome, Ostara surprise for me. Hopefully, knock on wood, as long as they don't push it out again. But the next one is also one that I feel like I've been waiting forever for, and it did get pushed out. And I understand why. I mean, we're watching the creator make this. Along with the next deck as well. You're seeing it in process. So this one is the amazing Brady Tarot. So if any of you guys back tarot or oracle decks on Kickstarter, I saw this one and I was like, holy crap, this is gorgeous. Again, artist in me coming out. It's I get drawn to the artwork and I'm just like, oh, I have to have it. And that's kind of how I think of a lot of my decks, is these are pieces of art that I'm collecting. So, I feel the same way about my comic book collection, which is actually, in the closet behind me here, is that these are pieces of art, and, you know, the artwork has to kind of be at the forefront for me as far as a reason to purchase it. So this one is absolutely stunning. The anticipated ship date was December. It has now been pushed out to July 2018, because obviously I didn't get it last month. Otherwise, I would be showing you the deck rather than telling you it's on my top 5 wish lists right now. But trying to pull up pictures here for you. It's what this artist is doing is he's doing woodblock carving, and then he's doing printing with those woodblock carvings and then coloring them in. It's freaking phenomenal artwork here. This is the Fool. Trying to get it so that my computer doesn't glare so much, but it's just and you know, these images on my phone obviously aren't doing it justice. I will link to the campaign below, but it's just, he's still working on a few of the final cards, which is part of the reason why it's taking so long. I mean, this is a very time-consuming, labor-intensive art process here. He's actually wood carving, you know, engraving the images on a block, and you have to do it in reverse so that when you print it, it's lined up, you know, the way that you want it to, and then coloring them in. And it's just, but the effects are stunning. So Brady Tarot, definitely up there. Cannot wait to get my hands on it. This next one is due out December of 2018. That's just the anticipated date. It may come sooner, it may come later, and that's okay. But this deck is so unique, you guys. This is Avalon Cameron's Earthflesh and Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. It is freaking gorgeous. And you can pre-order this on Etsy, you guys. Okay, so I will, oh, sorry, folks. Bad imaging. But this is shipping from Australia, okay? So shipping might be a little bit more costly for those of us that are in the United States or in other places around the world, but this is so worth it, you guys. So worth it. So for those of you who might be following along, I'll also link Avalon's channel in the description box below, along with where you can pre-order the deck on Etsy. This deck, you guys, damn. That's all I can say is damn. This is the first kind of deck to be created on social media live. So Avalon and the artist, the lovely Anna Tourian, stunning artist, they will do lives. They'll do Bonestone and Earthflesh bashes on YouTube here on Avalon's channel, where they will talk through and even, like, you know, a little bit to a certain extent, you know, the community has a bit of a say in what goes into the card. So we're able to contribute. So this is a community contributed deck that's being created. Obviously, it is Avalon's vision. It is Anna's vision. You know, they're creating it out. Avalon is writing the guidebook as we speak. They're still going through a lot of the cards, but we're watching this being created live. We get to see backdoor, you know, behind the curtain at this creative process, and even chime in a little bit, which is freaking amazing, because it feels like our energy is getting poured into this deck as well. And these cards, you guys, they have all been absolutely beautiful. Go check it out, even if you don't plan on pre-ordering the deck. It's so worth it. There's also a Facebook page where you can join the community, see Anna's sketches live and things like that. So, you know, this has been really amazing to see unfold. And I know I keep saying the word amazing, but it really is. It's amazing. And it's a deck that I am so so freaking excited to get my hands on for 2018. You know, it's going to be at the very end of the year, but it's worth the wait. It is so worth the wait, I have to say. Now, these next two decks, I already have. Let me explain. So they're on my wish list for a reason, because I have the in a tin travel versions of these decks. So this first one is the Smith-Waite Centennial Tarot. And for those of you that are familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it's more muted colors. And it's just the color palette is gorgeous. It's not as intense as the Rider-Waite-Smith that you would find on the shelves, which I do have a copy of sitting over there on my bookshelf right now. But these more muted colors just match the artwork better, in my opinion. I mean, look at that. So I would like the full-size version of this for 2018. So that is on my wish list. I am budgeting for Indian tarot decks first, so that's why it's like on my wish list, but it could be on my wish list for a little while here, because it is a mass-produced deck. It is something that I can get like off of Amazon at any time, so it's like, and I do already have a version of it. It's just in a travel tin, which is where the next one, the last deck, is coming in, and that is the Morgan-Greer deck. I have been told that there's a slight difference in coloring even from the tin copy to the full-size copy, which is a little bit disappointing, but I don't really notice that much of a difference, at least in the pictures that I've seen online and from other folks' YouTube channels. But the Morgan-Greer deck is freaking gorgeous. This is a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, and it is one of my favorite decks. This deck is always in my purse, and whenever I do readings on the go, this is the deck that I do it with. I take it with me on just about every vacation, anywhere we travel. This guy is the one that comes with me. So you may have even gotten a reading from me with this deck. It's entirely possible. But it is stunning, and I need the full-size version. Okay, let's be perfectly honest. I don't need it, but I really want it. Because this is a stunning, stunning, stunning deck. I first saw the Morgan-Greer on Ethany's channel years ago, and I bought the tin because I was like, oh, I need something travel sized. We'll go with that. And I'm kicking myself that I just didn't buy the full size, even though this is like, I mean, you can see how freaking banged up this tin is, right? I've had this for over a year, and it's just constantly being batted around in my purse. But the deck itself inside of the tin has held up so well, even just after. I'm a bully when I shuffle my cards, and it is held up amazingly well. So even just having the full-size deck is like a backup for when this one just finally goes kaput, that's what I'll do. Rather than actually replacing it with another tin, I'll just get the full-size version. So there's still a ton of other decks on my wish list, guys. I've backed the Our Tarot on Kickstarter. I can't wait for that to show up. The Marigold Tarot, the Black Tarot. All of these are going to be absolutely stunning, and these are indie decks that you can find on Kickstarter. The campaigns have ended, but a lot of the times, you know, creators kind of account for people who maybe didn't make it with the campaign, and they'll order more decks in order to sell direct to the public. So those are always options. Go through the closed campaigns on Kickstarter and see if you can't direct link to the artist's website, and they might even have a pre-order available. But Crowdfunding decks on Kickstarter is one of my absolute favorite things to do. Even crowdfunding, you know, the way that we did on Etsy with Avalon's deck, really supporting tarot creators is just one of my absolute favorite things to do, because this community really does deserve a lot of love and support. So if you can save up and back an actual indie deck, it is so worth it, you guys. The love and care that gets poured into these decks, you can see it. You can just see it. This is somebody's dream come to life, and that energy is stored in these decks, and it just makes them so powerful to read with. So that's my crowdfunding spiel for the day. And that was also the end of day 8 of the 31 Days of Tarot. So what are the top 5 decks on your wish list, guys? I would love to find out. I would love to see if there's anything else that I need to be adding to my wish list here. So leave it in the comments below. Link to your channel. I want to see your guys' responses, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you like what you see, thumbs up this video. And until next time, blessed be beautiful.